How's it, guys? It's Davey FPL and welcome back to the Deadline with Davey Live Stream. This live stream is revolved around Gameweek 11, which is coming up in just under 55 minutes. Get your questions in if you do want them answered. In terms of my team, currently haven't set it up 100%. You guys will notice the Captaincy on Salah, vice Captaincy on Palmer. I will change that probably shortly, leaning towards Dom Solanke, I won't lie. But we did make a transfer last night, so if you guys aren't on the legend members, it doesn't really matter this week because Dalot didn't rise in price. He was predicted to, though. We did Dalot in for Rico Lewis, so a slight deviation from the Guardiola plan. I just decided that I don't really need Bruno Fernandes, to be honest, so therefore we went for the more rotation prone Rico Lewis over Guardiola. So hopefully that does come around quite nicely. I know there's a lot of United fans out there that say that Dalot might be slightly rotation prone. Hasn't been playing the best, but as a Liverpool fan, I know sometimes you're more critical of our own players. So I don't want to overthink it. Just went for Dalot. Hopefully he offers some attacking threat and defensive threat over the next 3 weeks. And then we can always assess after that once the new manager really has his starting 11 nailed down. So let me know how you guys are doing this morning. A very late deadline, to be honest, a little bit of a weird one. I understand if you guys might have to drop off early, that sort of thing. As I mentioned, I made the move last night, so my team is pretty set. The only thing that might change is the captaincy. So let's actually switch that right now. I mentioned that I'm leaning towards the Dom Solanke captaincy, and that's where I'm currently thinking. And I'll take you guys through some of the logic there if you want me to go over it. But yeah, at the current moment, with 53 minutes left of the stream, I'm currently looking at potentially captaining a Spurs player over Mo Salah. That's just what I'm thinking. Got the Liverpool shirt on today, so maybe I should captain Mo Salah, but at the moment, it's not looking too bad. Let me just pop out the chat. Let me know if the audio and the video sound and look good. I do apologize. The chat wasn't up for me, so I've just refreshed it. I've seen a lot more people in chat now. FPL Rohit saying, how's it, Davey? I'm at 190k overall rank. Got both Salah and Haaland, but no Spurs at all at my rank. It's over to captain Haaland. Just want a big red due to... So Rohit, you don't have to worry about kind of safety at the moment, pretty early on in the season. I would say, though, out of Salah and Haaland, I prefer Haaland at the moment. So if you guys have both of them, that's probably where I would lean towards. As you guys can see, I'm captaining Dom Solanke over Salah, so I think Haaland's probably a better FPL pick overall. So Darth saying, let's go. How's it, Sir Darth? Vincent, running low on battery and rushing. Wait for me. No, yeah, Vincent, I think for you, it's TUPD because of your phone battery. But yeah, rush home, get that charger on, brother. Mateus is saying, I don't even chat. Would you play Raya or Fabianski this week? Probably, look, it depends on who you have. Do you have Palmer? Like myself, I'm benching Gabriel because I have Palmer, so I hope that Palmer scores. I'm sort of playing the odds there. If you have, as Rohit is mentioning, if you have the double up, you can always just play Raya or play Gabriel. I think Fabianski has a pretty good chance, though, of a clean sheet, hopefully this week. Touch wood that happens. But yeah, for me, it's a pretty no-brainer one. I think Flecken concedes. He might get more saves, but I think Fabianski has a high chance of a clean sheet. Sadesh saying, feeling scared of Haaland this week. Same, I won't lie. Spurs captain, why no Spurs players this week? I'd say I got Van der Ven because he was injured, Ewok. Otherwise, I don't think it's worth the 1 week punt. I was considering if Palmer was out for a while to bring in Son and captain him. But even if I do have Son, I might be worried about his game time. But I still feel like he should get 60 to 70 minutes, which should be enough against Ipswich. Fabianski or Raya, that seems like a big one. Actually, let me know what I can do for you as I can go check some projected points. Let's see how much Raya is projected to score versus a Fabianski. Okay, let me just change something quick. Okay, so yeah, Raya is slightly ahead of Fabianski. I'd say Raya's a tough one because I feel like he still has a chance of a clean sheet, but he's probably gonna get saves. For me, it's like no-brainer because I think Flecken concedes, whereas with Fabianski, I guess he does have a chance of a clean sheet. What we can almost do is I can maybe bring up projected points. I mean, not projected points, projected odds for you. So once again, this is from Rob T FPL. I'll just keep these up for now. Let me just move it a bit that way. Okay, so if we look at, for example, Arsenal have a 23% chance. I think you guys opposite way, like just here, you guys can see 23%. Versus West Ham have 28%. So West Ham actually have a slightly higher chance of keeping a clean sheet. For me, I had Flecken, who has 19%, so quite a big jump. I still feel like Fabianski has a good chance, but that West Ham defense is nowhere near the Arsenal one. I think I might just play it safe and go for Raya because his ownership is higher. It's more boring, I know, but I guess Raya and Arsenal are better in terms of the goalkeeper and defense. How's it, Kylo? Hopefully you're doing well. Gabriel or Robinson? I'd probably go Robinson. I'm pretty impressed with Fulham at the moment. I think you probably can see here. Where are Fulham? Fulham over 29%, so they're even better. So I would play Robinson. Also has attacking threat. I've got an option to go Mavidi to Bruno or to Son. Which one? Reza. So it depends on your... Bruno's safer because he's got the next 3, whereas Son has City next week, which might not be the best fixture in the world. If you want to captain Son, I definitely would go for him, but if you don't, I think I'd go Bruno. Martin saying, I need a bench, one of Wood, Strand Larsen, and Kulu. Keep going around in circles. Who would you bench? I would bench Wood. It's tough though. That is hectic. Maybe what you can do is projected goals. Wolves are ahead with 1.9. Who else is there? You said you might want to bench. Sorry, let me just check again. Kulu. I feel like out of those, I'd probably bench Wood, but Martin, it's a tough one. Do you think Wolves a double attack is a bad idea? I've got DC, I want to replace him. But I already have Cunha. I wouldn't worry too much. They have great fixtures coming up. I don't think it's a case of... I wouldn't look at the double up. I would look at players in isolation. And at the moment, Strand Larsen's providing great value for money. So I think that it's okay to do that. What do you think about Welbeck? I think Welbeck's a great option. I'm slightly worried about some upcoming Brighton rotation, but I feel like Welbeck's probably the most nailed forward there. Toshi saying Foden/Porro out for Garnacho and Aït-Nouri, or Foden/DCL out for Solanke/Garnacho. I have 2 free chances to burn before the free it. Okay, so this is a tough one because apparently there have been some projected lineups without Garnacho. So basically, if Diallo is fit, people say that he will start instead of someone like a Garnacho. So he's not 100% nailed. And that's why I can't really recommend him, but I do feel like he will start this week. Just don't know how far it's going to be into the future. Jason, unfortunately, I don't have the chalky milk. I only have the Powerade today. I thought about it before we went live. Hopefully, it's still going to be a banger over a week, but at the moment, I'm a bit worried because I don't have the chocolate milk. Palace only have 1 fit attacker, so Fulham, yeah, exactly, Joe, and that's why their chance of a clean sheet is pretty high. Connor's saying captain Solanke, Salah. I think Salah's safer, but Solanke for me is the higher ceiling. Again, that's what we can actually talk about now. So what I mean by higher ceiling is that if you go and look at the projected goals, now I know this isn't reality, this is not kind of the future defined. However, Spurs, I agree, have a higher chance of goals. You can see 3.00 compared to 2.3. Now, yes, how much does Salah have a goal share? How much does Dom Solanke have a goal share? That is debatable. But I feel like Solanke has the highest ceiling compared to Liverpool at the moment, or Salah at the moment. I feel like Aston Villa are going to park the bus, and I haven't really seen Liverpool break down a bus too much recently. And that's why I just don't know. I think like it's all game state. Liverpool score early on, then this game might be wide open. Salah might be great. But if it kind of gets to the 70th minute and it's still 0-0, I don't exactly know how much of an asset Salah will be then. So that's why I'm on Dom Solanke at the moment. The only reason I won't go for Solanke is because I'll watch the Liverpool game, and it's terrible watching Salah play if I don't captain him. So yeah, it's a bit rough. Carlo, it's probably a good reason. Ipswich will park the bus. Wilson, I agree with you. I just don't think that they can park as well as Aston Villa can. If you look at the players they have, I just don't feel like even if Ipswich park the bus with the manager and the stewards in the goal, I feel like Spurs will still score. I just don't know. I just don't feel like they can park the bus, to be honest. Vince is saying 2 free transfers, Salah plus Smith Rowe to Cunha Salah, if so, captain. I don't think I would do the Salah move this week. I think I'd probably just keep Haaland and captain him. However, because Cunha is a great fixture, it makes it a bit closer, I feel. And you already have the Son captaincy, okay, so that makes it even tougher. Who are you captaining at the moment, Vincent? Maybe just tell me that. How's it? Is it worth doing Haaland to Salah move for a hit this game week? Matt, no, I'd just probably keep Haaland. For me, it was last week. Last week was kind of the prime because you want to bring in Salah, you want to captain him, whereas this week, I don't know if you want to captain him. I think that Haaland's better than Salah this week. Chris Fast saying, how are you feeling, mate? Sounds like you got a cold. Hope all is good. Chris, I won't lie to you. I feel great. So I do apologize if the voice is sounding a little bit bad. But yeah, I'm all good, brother. Thanks for asking, Chris. Would you do Saka to Son? Okay, let's go back to the fixtures here, because this is a tough one, because I kind of feel like this is a 2 transfer move, because what you probably want to do is you want to go for Son this week, and then you probably want to go Saka back in game week 12, game week 13. So if that is the plan, if you want to get Saka back in, I wouldn't do it. I don't think 2 transfers is enough. But if you want Son for the future, then I might just go for him. It's just, I don't think I would be doing these 2 transfer moves, Jason. The Salah FOMO is huge. Son, but now I'm worried about his minutes. I don't think you have to worry about his minutes as much. Yes, it would be great if he was getting 90, but I still feel like a haul could be on if he gets 60, 70. It does kind of bring him down in the pecking order, though, I will admit. And that's why I feel like if you have Haaland, I probably would just go for him over someone like a Son. Junior, hopefully I answered your question there. Basically, to summarize again, is I do think there's slight concerns over Son's minutes. However, I do feel like he'll get enough to potentially haul. It just depends on how much you give credit to that last 10 minutes, for example. Kylo, no. Sold a lap for Cunha. That looks like a good move to me, to be honest. Captain Solanke over Haaland. I think for me, look, my captaincy, for me, it's very close between Salah and Son, so I would put them together. But I do feel like if I had Haaland, I would captain him. Now, I'm trying to work out in my mind, is that just because I don't own him? Or is that because I actually believe so? And I think it's because I believe so. If I had Son, I think I might look at him. But if I had Salah and Haaland only, I think I would captain Haaland over Salah. Sorry, I think I said Son there. But if I have Salah and Haaland only, I would rather captain Haaland out of those 2. Lewis to the lot / Nori, worried about his minutes. I got 2 free transfers. So I've done that move. I've done Lewis to the lot this week. Sorry, you guys probably can't see it, but I did this move last night. He didn't rise in price, so if you guys want the same move, don't stress. He didn't rise in price last night, so it's okay. But yeah, I've done that move. I think it's worth it. Look, I still have Guardiola's Man City coverage, but I as well was worried about Rico Lewis's minutes. And for me, yes, I mean, I hope the lot starts the next 3. If he does, I believe he's got a far superior upside to a Rico Lewis who might not even start every game week. So I agree with that move. Out of Dalot or Aït-Nouri, I probably would go Aït-Nouri though. I think the fixtures long-term are better, so I would rather get him in. Whereas with Dalot, you might in 3 weeks' time want to take him out anyways. Connor, do you think I should keep McNeil? I've got 1.2 in the bank. Would be a -4 though. Okay, if you could take McNeil to, who would you go for? Because Garnacho makes this tough. Because if Garnacho was nailed for the next 3, I would say that's a good move. But now because he's not, I just don't know. I mean, you could go for Kulusevski, Johnson if you can afford that, but they might not be that medium term, long term. Who's your bench player, Connor? Because the -4 makes it even more interesting. Thoughts on McNeil and Guardiola to Gordon and Dalot? That looks okay. I don't mind those moves. I don't mind downgrading Guardiola if you can upgrade another department. And that's why for myself, if you saw my transfer plan, I was going to look for taking Guardiola out to afford Bruno. But now I just thought I could go for Rodgers or Semenyo next week anyways, who I think are okay. I have a friend wondering which is the best to game week to wildcard. Gid, for me, it's now based on your team. So, for example, game week 12 seems pretty popular because of some fixture swings. I would say, though, that if your team looks okay, I would prolong that as long as possible. And even if you use it the last week of December, which you have to, that could be okay. Because by then we might have more context of the mystery chip potentially. and your team is set up perfectly then. For a while, for many seasons, you can see like above me, those ranks, the majority of those that I got good ranks for, I wildcarded the last week of the half. It's just something that I always did. So I think for me now, Game Week 12 looks okay, Game Week 14 looks okay, but if you can stretch it, there's no problem with that. The ball's really in your court if you have the wildcard still. Rafa and Reza saying, hi, you captaining Solanke at the moment? Yeah, I am. It's like a 60-40 split at the moment. Connor says Gabriel. Okay, so that's tough because, if they keep a clean sheet, then that fulfills the -4, but would he? Semenyo might actually be good. Can you get Semenyo? Maybe that's a better switch to do, and he has great fixtures for the medium term. I'd just maybe say go for Semenyo then. Solanke worth a -4 for Welbeck, have the funds? No, because I think Welbeck has great fixtures coming up, so just keep him. Unless you want to captain Solanke, but I doubt. Roger or Lewis to start, or sell Lewis for Mazza. Maybe sell Lewis for Mazza, fam. Because Rodgers has Liverpool this week. They could still score. And then Rodgers has good fixtures though in the upcoming games. So if it's just for like a 1 week thing, then I think get Mazza and then you can rotate your defense. Could you tell the reason behind Flecken and Fabianski's pick? Yeah, so Flecken has a lower chance of a clean sheet than Fabianski does based on the projected points. I can bring these up again if you want, but I'm just showing you. So the projected points, I just back Fabianski more. But it's very close between, it's a goalkeeper. So you hope there's no major swing in this. It's like 3 points or 6 points. But if Flecken whips out a 12-pointer like he potentially nearly did last week, I'd be quite sad. Who do you think is the best mid under 7.2? Is Johnson? I think Johnson's under 7.2. I just go for him, Toshi. Or do you think hold? Connor, I think you go Semenyo because he has good fixtures coming up. I'm not confident enough that Amorim will play after international. Yeah, so that could be the case, Matt. I guess it's a up in the air. This is almost like a punt for me. I hope that he does play. Look, Luke Shaw could be here. I just don't back Luke Shaw's fitness, to be honest. And like, if you want to throw him in, that's okay, but he could get injured again, that sort of thing. So I'm willing to play the odds here. And there's been big talk about Delot and Mazza, who plays on that right side if Luke Shaw does play left. It could even be Garnacho if he wants to. I just feel like Delot's the most natural sort of player in that slot. And he could even play sort of right centre back where, yes, there's no attacking to it, but there could still be clean sheets. So I just didn't want to overthink it. I went for Delot, and I feel like it could pay off. There was literally no other defender I wanted. Pedro Porro was there, but for the medium term, not that great. Whereas Delot, at least I got the next 3. So we'll see. It could pay off. Maybe he's a new man attacking fullback under, or wing back under the new manager. But let's just see how it kind of goes. Hey Davey, have triple captainship. When is a good week to use it? Melwin, I would just keep it for end of the season, to be honest. You're probably already up on me because I used it when Haaland got 6 points. So just keep it for late in the season, and even if it's a single game week, it's okay. Can I sell Smith Rowe for Gordon? You can. That's a fine transfer if you want to. I don't think the Newcastle fixtures are like hitting the ground right now. I feel like maybe in a week or 2 they look better, but it's a fine transfer. For me, it's next week it's between Rodgers and Semenyo, and I'm currently leaning towards Semenyo because I personally think the Bournemouth fixtures might be slightly better. Brentford this week's a great game for Bournemouth even, and they're playing great football. Apart from the moves you've made and the Captaincy change, do you think... No other plans, Christian, unless we get some news that Palmer's out. I can go check Twitter quickly, but I don't think we've got anything about Palmer at the moment. And I don't think we probably will. I feel like Rico Lewis could still play this week because apparently Ake's out injured. So if Ake's out injured, then I feel like Lewis has a good chance of starting. Okay, I don't see anything. There's nothing at the moment on early team sheet news, and I don't think we will be getting any, to be honest. The first kickoff is Brentford, Bournemouth. So, I mean, we might get 5 o'clock games, but these are all pretty, I want to say dead, but they're not great. And then 7:30 is, okay, so obviously that's South African time. Don't get confused if you guys are elsewhere. Lewis to Norrie, 1 free transfers of Guardiola. Yeah, I like that move, Northie. Would you bring Son or Bruno in for Foden? If yes, who? So get this, it's the same question I was saying like earlier. It's quite tough because I think if you really want to captain Son, I would go him. But I would probably go for Bruno because he has 3 great games upcoming, whereas Son is City next. So, you know, I'd probably just prefer Bruno. I think he's slightly safer. But if you want to captain Son this week, then I would go for him. I put a lot in for Lewis. Would you go McNeil to Kulusevski from -4? I don't think I would do the -4 for Kulusevski. I might do the -4 for another player. I'm probably going to take Kulusevski out next week, and that's why I'm like, I can't justify bringing him in for a -4 this week and then probably taking him out next week. So I would say you could just go for Semenyo now and have good fixtures for the medium term and save yourself that extra free transfer, which you would probably want to do because you're taking a -4 now. So I would say, Ryan, if McNeil doesn't play, which I think the latest we had was that he was injured, but I feel like he was still a doubt, so he could still feature. Then I would say go for something like a Semenyo. Rodgers this week is a bit, I don't know. So that's why I would lean Semenyo probably. Martin, interesting that, yeah, so I'm a Liverpool fan. Yeah, captaining Solanke, I think it's probably like, that is true. As I said, currently I'm on Solanke, but I might switch. As mentioned, though, the only reason would be I'm going to watch the game, and I hate watching Liverpool and like not hoping Salah doesn't do anything, but then if he does score like a Hattie, I'm sitting there like happy, but like from an FPL point of view, a bit sad. And I've had that. I've had like when he scored 4 goals against United, I feel like, and I didn't captain him. It was great because we thrashed United, but in the back of your mind, you're like, I'm going to get absolutely rinsed on Twitter this week. Did you use your wildcard? I think I used that quite a while ago. Was it Gameweek 7? Gameweek 7 wildcard? You sold Haaland. Yes, I sold Haaland last week, which we're currently up on, but that will all depend on this week, next week, the week after. So at the current moment, I'm happy, but if Haaland bangs, I'll be sad. So would you choose Bruno over Semenyo? Yes, Gid, I would. I would choose Bruno over Semenyo. Because you're getting 3 weeks then. It's not like Son where you're getting like 1 week and then you might want to take him out. Bruno has 3 good weeks. So if you can get Bruno in this week, then I would do it. Pedro saying, yo, Davey, how are you, brother? I'm doing well. Not too bad. Salah captain when Liverpool scored 9. Yeah, that's also pretty brutal. Play Mikolenko or Rodgers. I always would play the attacker probably there. I don't feel like Mikolenko has the highest ceiling, so I'd probably just go for Rodgers, fam. Couldn't get a lot, but brought in Mazraoui. Thoughts? Also said on captaining. Well, that's okay. Like if you went for Mazraoui, if you went for De Ligt, they're all okay. It's basically we're all hoping that our players play 3 fixtures, and that's cool. In terms of captaining Solanke over Salah, I'm quite close. I'd say like 60-40 or 55-45. I just feel like Solanke has the highest ceiling. I know he hasn't been great consistently, but I feel like there's a bit of confidence building up, and we saw that with the goal he scored midweek. I also had a bit of a rest midweek, which was okay. I think it's a mistake to sell Haaland, though. Foden is fit, and also is KDB. Yeah, so Dark Lord, that could be true. For me, it's just like the player I'm bringing in is Cunha, and Cunha could also haul. So I preferred going for Cunha over like Haaland and Rodgers. And I captained Salah last week. So maybe I should captain Salah this week to make it a bit more fair in terms of the Captaincy rotation. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Actually, we can check some like projected captaincy stats. I know Fix usually does them. Actually, vote in the. Let's actually do this. Okay, I'm going to end this poll. So the poll currently was 40%, 39%, and then Spurs had 24%. I'm going to end this poll, and we're going to do this again. Okay, I'm going to put up another poll now. And now you guys can vote again. Okay, and this is who your captain is currently. Don't look at my team. Keep your team. And tell me who your captain is now. I just want to see, because sometimes people join the stream and then leave. So now this is only people who are watching the stream. You guys can vote. Carlos says I'm going Salah, Captain Salah or Bruno. I think I got Salah. I still have Lewis, but on the bench, would you start? We still start Mazraoui, presumably, as he's more nailed to start. Yeah, I would start Mazraoui if you have him. But if you okay with kind of going for your starting 3, then that's fine. For me, it's just I didn't really see the upside with Gabriel. Captain Davey, Vincent, hopefully I absolutely bang. Had a pretty good week in terms of five-a-side. So you would have got a few points from that. Captaining Cunha, says Denzel. Okay, sorry, I didn't have that option, but just abstain then, Denzel. Don't vote for someone. Just if your captain's not on the list, then don't go for it. Tarang saying, sorry you're late. How's it going? What are we planning to do? Tarang, I've done a lot in for Rico Lewis, and I'm currently probably done for the week. Now I'm just deciding on who to captain. Play Mikalenko or Rodgers, fam. I said I'd probably go for Rodgers. Should I get rid of Haaland? No, I would keep Haaland this week. Have Raya in goal, start Gabriel or Mikalenko? I would put all of my eggs in one basket and play Gabriel. Do I start Young from Everton or Gabriel with Mazraoui and Guardiola? I have Palmer, so leaning towards Young. Yeah, so I just go Young then, Chris. Bruno and a 5 mil mid defender or Dalot and Gordon? Damn, Adam, so you just like 0.1 off Dalot, right? What I would just do then is go Bruno and go for Mazraoui, or go for Bruno and like a cheapie. That's what I'd probably do. I prefer Bruno to Gordon for the next 3. Will Collinson has been a legend member for 33 months, nearly 3 years. Absolutely insane. Thank you, Will, for the continued support, brother. Always do appreciate it. Everyone hit like and subscribe, Pedro. Yeah. So if you guys aren't subscribed, but I think the majority of you guys are, but you can always like the video if you want to help me out on the algorithm. Saying that though, we have what? 28 minutes left. So I don't think many people will see the algorithm, but you guys can like the stream if you're enjoying it. Best defender for a 1 week punt. Kern, okay. So this is what I want to say to you, Kern, is what do you mean by 1 week punt? If you mean you want a wild card next week, then what I would say to you is don't consider 1 week punts, because now you can hold your transfers till after the wild card. So if you have 3 going into the wild card, you'll get 3 after the wild card. So 1 week punts have kind of disappeared. So don't take a 1 week punt before your wild card. Just rather bank the transfer if your defenders are okay or your midfielders are okay. Jason, you need to trust me on the Salah pick 2 weeks ago. You didn't trust me on Big and Boomo. Yeah, Jason. That was literally, I was like, should I triple captain or should I not triple captain? And then you guys were there telling me to triple captain and Boomo, and it paid off. So maybe. What's your tell on the Villa defense recently? So this is how I see Villa is that against the better teams, they're putting in some pretty strong defensive performances. And I saw that in the Champions League. So in the Champions League, I think they kept like 2 clean sheets out of the last maybe like 3 games. So that tells me they're approaching these kind of better teams differently. And although this week they didn't do that well, and kind of last week against Spurs, it was very close up until the last kind of few minutes, and then Spurs just kind of put on a good show. So I kind of feel like this is a very game state fixture. If Liverpool score early in the first half, that sort of thing, this game could have a lot of goals in it. But if it doesn't, I feel like this game might be quite a close one. And that's why I feel like Solanke might have the highest ceiling, because I feel like that game will be more open. As someone was saying, Ipswich might also park the bus, but I just don't think they got the players to do that. Whereas with Aston Villa, their team is pretty okay. So I'm just like, that's the only reason why I was looking at this and thinking maybe going for the high ceiling player. Captain Son or Solanke? If you had both, I'd probably go Son. I mean, he has penalties and stuff like that, so. Let me just check Villa's last couple performances. Because I know the Spurs one, and I think the Spurs one is kind of keeping people in a lot of minds. I mean, they lost to Crystal Palace in the EFL Cup. They drew to Bournemouth, which is not bad. They beat Fulham. They drew to United. They beat Bayern. They drew to Ipswich, though. It's tough because like their fixtures recently haven't been that great, and they haven't done well in them. But actually, to be fair, like Spurs did pretty well in this fixture. I mean, they scored a goal in the 49th minute, then 2 in like the 75th, 79th minute. So they did get a bit destroyed against Spurs. Will Diaz start? David, I think the Liverpool front three is tough because Darwin got rested, so surely Darwin starts then. So then is it Gakpo or Diaz on the left? I'd probably say Diaz, but you never know. Villa, no, so Wilson, I think they kept a clean sheet against United, if I'm correct. But yeah, I might just go for Salah and then kind of say, okay, I've got Kulusevski and Solanke, so I'm kind of covering a double up there. What to do with McNeil this week? Okay, let me go check what Twitter was saying about McNeil. Okay, let's check McNeil. I just want to see what the latest news on him was. Okay, but it looked like it was in the training session video. So McNeil should be okay. I don't know. I just think like with the Everton fixtures, you might just want to take them out anyways. Yeah, but there's multiple like one source is saying that he's out, one source is saying he's in a training video. I probably would take him out though, like just because of Everton in general. The -4 though makes it a bit tough, but it's a free transfer, then it's like probably okay. But yeah, a lot of you seem to own McNeil, so that's what I'd probably do. Like if any player's doubtful, then it kind of makes the transfer easier. Any word of Palmer trained today? No, but he had that cast on yesterday, so that usually means that it's recovery. So I think he trained yesterday then. Oh yeah, the 0-0 game against United. Okay, so that was just the clean sheet. Is Rashford a good choice now? Gundogan is like any United attacker, defender, player. It's a punt for the next 3. Surely they do well over the next 3. If they play, they should get points. So Rashford's okay. You just have to hope that they start the next 3. Which is why with Garnacho, there was some worry because the form hasn't been the best recently, whereas Diallo is like playing pretty well. Just captain whoever plays Ipswich. That's what I was kind of thinking, Jason, to be honest. Like, surely Spurs score a few and Solanke gets a few against them. Like, the newly promoted teams are just like that. What's the plan for next game week? Or are you just going to wait? Andy, I'll wait for the internationals. I'm not going to make a transfer too soon. But the current plan is to take Kulusevski out for Semenyo or Rodgers, leaning towards Semenyo because of the better fixtures. So that's the plan for next week, and then just see how it kind of goes. Who would you start, Rodgers or Archer? I'd probably go Archer. I think I saw him in a projected lineup, and I feel like Southampton, I mean, Wolves can't defend as well. I just have Aït-Nouri for the attacking threat, to be honest. So it's like having Pedro Porro. I just own him for the attacking threat. Rather stress-free stream. Chris, that's what you think. And then we'll be 5 minutes and I'll change my captain to Salah. Any news on Havertz? No, I don't think so. He's also a doubt though, isn't he? Let me check Premier injuries for you guys. Premier injuries. Let's see what Havertz is up to. Kai Havertz. So yesterday, we'll have to wait and see to see how they react. Nasty cut and could not continue. I think he's okay. Late fitness test. Head-face injury though. That's not great. I think he should be okay. I mean, if it's a cut, they should be able to stitch him up. I don't know if I'm being insensitive there, but that's just how I see it. Would you start DCL or Rogers? I'd start DCL because I don't think he comes off the bench. He's either out or in. So Dash saying love the Solanke captaincy decision. Well, you might not love it that much more if I change it. No Haaland. It does make it more exciting, but what I'm worried about is if I still feel like Haaland's pretty well owned, pretty majority owned. So if Haaland bangs and outperforms Salah and Solanke anyways, it's not even that great of a game week. Okay, but we probably need to decide between Salah. Okay, so let's go check the polls. So at the moment, Salah is leading just 37% on Salah versus 35% on Haaland. So pretty healthy split there. And then we have 10% on Son, 18% on Dom Solanke. So about 28% on Spurs assets, which if my viewers are reflective of the overall numbers, which I don't think so, that would mean a pretty split week, to be honest. It would mean that a third are kind of captaining Haaland, a third Salah, a third Spurs. Is McNeil okay? I don't know. It said that he was in a training video, but then other sources are saying that he didn't travel. So there's been no concrete news at the moment. We might get something later on. TUPD gang in the mud. Less people have Solanke. That is true, Martin. That's why I think the majority of people are going to captain Haaland, Salah. Like for me, it's probably going to be more like maybe like 40-40 and then 20% will be on Spurs, or we'll have like, actually maybe it's going to be like 45-45 between Haaland and Salah. Haaland will be captained by more people though, definitely. Actually, I was saying I was going to check Fix. Fix do like a projection themselves. So let me go check their captaincy projections. Where are the captaincy reveals? Yeah. Okay, let me just check here because I don't think this looks super accurate. So people are saying Salah's effective ownership will be higher. I don't know. I think Haaland will be quite highly captained. Like for me, what it seems is that like if you have Haaland, you're probably captaining him. Whereas I feel like if you have Salah, it doesn't mean that you're captaining Salah. Start Lewis or Van den Berg. I would go for Lewis Umar. What does TUPD mean, Cameron? It means it's just basically when time's up. So as we have like 17 minutes till TUPD time, which is time's up time. So not exactly at the moment. We still have a bit of time. You captaining Solanke, not Salah, says Rafa Reza. I'm on Solanke at the moment, but now I'm having some doubts. And that's usually not that good. I mustn't have doubts. But yeah, currently, I mean, like it's so close between them for me. As mentioned though, if you guys do have Haaland, I'd probably captain Haaland. Pawan saying captain Paul on Reddit. Yeah, but the Reddit community will be a little bit different, I think, to the kind of general top million or something like that. Solanke is already differential. That is true. He is probably enough differential at his ownership. Oh, Carlo, that is pretty high. Any plans for Greaves and Xiaomi? Andy, I'm just hoping that these Oaks recover. If I'm honest with you, I just hope that that the ownership isn't going to be too high. But as people are saying, maybe it's safer just to go for Salah and then see. Hold the line. Solanke is streaky, so coming off 2 goals against an Ipswich defense has to be the one, yeah. It's the same thing with like Haaland, Salah. It's like Salah just gets so many more points for not doing much. Like he has the extra the point for the clean sheet, extra point per goal. Whereas like, so I'm almost going back to like the Haaland Salah debate where I went with Salah. Yeah, so like what as Wilson's saying, holding Solanke might be differential enough. But I won't enjoy that. I would be otherwise stress-free Spurs if he blanks. Oh, that is true. The other added bonus about captaining Solanke is that they do play on a Sunday, which, like, not to be superstitious, but usually Sunday captains do well. Yeah, Zadesh, they do have that kind of positional advantage. Jag Singh is saying sells Arnold, Davis, Gabriel, and Antonio, McNeil, Rogers, Salah, Haaland, Wood. Got 2 free transfers. What would you do? Who is Antonio? Is Antonio like as in the striker? Because I don't know if he is. Jag, just maybe type it again. Like, is Antonio the striker or not the striker? That's what I'm just kind of wanting to make sure on. Otherwise, your team does look pretty okay. What I would probably do is take McNeil, and take McNeil to someone like, who can you afford with 2.3? So McNeil's what, like 5? So maybe like a Semenyo. That could be quite a good move. Yes, West Ham. Okay, so you have him in your striker position. Could you take maybe, Antonio's got Everton though, so it's not the worst fixture. Is he fit? Because otherwise you could also take Antonio to someone else. Like, you could take Antonio to Dom Solanke, that could be quite nice. Or you can go for Cunha. That could also be quite good. I'd probably use those 2 transfers there. So McNeil and Antonio out. Wood or Smith Rowe to start. I probably would go Chris Wood. I don't think I would bench Chris Wood if you can help it. Let's just say that. Sancha, I'm saying first time on the live stream. Hopefully you're enjoying it. And then you're also just mentioning that City lost in the Champions League. Yeah, and to the Cherries. I still feel like they'll rebound though. Top 1 million. Yeah, so that's what I don't get, Kylo, was the top 10k. To me, that's like sounded a bit weird. I don't know why everyone expects Aston Villa are going to concede a bunch. It's because they conceded 4 to Spurs, which might be kind of offsetting it a bit. And also Liverpool on great form. And I know that we could be argued as one of the most, if not the most informed team in the world at the moment. So going up against a team that might be a bit shaky, you have to question then the performance of the defense for Aston Villa. And that's why Salah's still a great shout. And that's why, like, because I own Kulusevski, that might be enough to maybe just sway me towards Salah, because I'm putting all my eggs in one basket. And he might just be slightly safer, to be honest, whereas Dom Solanke might be a bit more streaky. So that's why we might go on Salah captain. Still worth getting Salah in this week for Haaland. I just wait next week, Kuran, to be honest. Captain Solanke or Haaland? I'd go Haaland, Pranjal. Hold Trent, yeah, Vernon. I'll just hold Trent if you have him. We have about 11 minutes to go. I can go check Twitter for you guys. Otherwise, I think we should probably wrap up the team. I don't see anything else. Just a lot of Haaland and Salah captains at the moment. That's all I'm seeing. What transfer did you do? Abdullah, I did Rico Lewis to Delot with my 1 free transfer. That's all I've done. Any info, Omar, the only info I've seen is that apparently Nathan Ake is injured. And if Nathan Ake is injured, it basically means that Rico Lewis will play, because their defense is depleted. I think currently Ruben Diaz is out, is a Kanji out, so like they almost have to play him. And that's what that's the current thinking I have. So Rico Lewis is okay. Like if you have him, you can keep him, play him. It looks now like there might be a good chance of him starting. It's just that I don't want that uncertainty kind of going into the future too much. Doesn't look like we're getting KDB news, none. Whatever captain you pick, you know the other will bang, it's FPL law. Yeah, so maybe I should go for Solanke so that you guys get the Salah points. Osama, no worries. Thanks for the kind words. Okay, so with 10 minutes to go, let's finalize the captaincy. I just want to check one thing around my rank. And that is going to be, the ownership of these players. Effective ownership currently. So effective ownership. Okay, so my rank is 380k at the moment. I'm just waiting for this to load. It's taking a little bit of a while. Any more transfer plans? No, Nikhil. Unless we get like last minute news that, I don't know, Palmer's out injured. Okay, so around my rank, Salah is... Oh my goodness. Salah is 90% owned. Oh wait, is that around my rank or is that the top 10k? Oh, okay, I think it's... Yeah, I think around my rank he was... Okay, his effective ownership was high though. Okay, sorry, let me just go and check combinations. Okay, I'm going to check, let's go for Salah. Okay, Salah, he was captain by 50% though. Ownership and captains. Okay, let me go to this one. Okay, my local rank, okay. So he's owned by what, about 50%? I don't know why they can't just tell me what ownership is. Because now I have to work it out. So minus 40% is basically like 60% owned. Dom Solanke is pretty lowly owned. So Solanke is like a massive punt. I might just go Salah. Or do I keep it on Dom Solanke? I was checking livefpl.net. Yeah, I think I go on Salah. And I'll do Solanke vice captain. It's boring. No reward without risk, I get you. That is true. But maybe he's just not as consistent. I don't know. Solanke changed my life, says Chase. I mean, I hope Solanke does well, and that's the thing, I guess, is it's like, I know there's no risk without reward, but I probably will regret it. But the double up with Spurs is like, David. You coward. Thanks for the kind words. I know you're just joking, David. But you can still go for Solanke. But I know. I've got no something. Captain Kulu, let's go. Hopefully not. I think I'd captain Solanke over Kulu. Onana in potentially, but I think I would rather just go for a cheapie in goal. If you are talking about Onana, the goalkeeper. Keep Dom, says Danny D. Man. Yeah, I know. Captain Fabianski, says Matt Williams. I mean, stranger things have happened. I was on Salah and I'm going with Solanke. I'm around your rank at 360, says Martin. But Martin, you just told me for the whole stream that you don't trust Spurs, and now you're on Dom Solanke. That worries me. You were putting all the stress in my mind, and now you're going for Dom Solanke. Keep Ray in goal, says Aaron. If that's Aaron, if that's a question, or you're just telling someone else. Mark says if Solanke bangs, there's another drive-by in the future. I've got high windows, Mark. Don't worry. Lots of people on Twitter pick Dom. I think that quite overhyped. Yeah, so he's a good selection, but he hasn't been as kind of prolific this season as I think people would want. I just think he's a great shout this week, and as a differential, he's my favorite. For me, Salah and Haaland are boring, but I mean, I guess it. Yeah, like I don't trust Spurs as much, and I think the current form of Aston Villa is putting me off slightly. But that also worries me because whenever Liverpool are looking good, then they have like a hiccup, which might be this week. Touch wood, it's not. Locked and refreshed, yeah, we locked and refreshed. You can check. I don't have any. Team is saved. Don't have any refresh button. Spurs have too many injuries, Dorici. Like Mikey Moore, your boy. Stress-free 55-minute stream. Exactly, Chris. That's always what we do. It's super chill. And then it's like, oh, wait, I actually have to make FPL decisions. Let me absolutely overanalyze everything. But I guess that's FPL. But hopefully the first 55 have been pretty relaxing for you guys. As I mentioned, pretty weird timing for a deadline. Like for me, it's almost sleep, going to bedtime, 3:30, you know. I'm joking. I'm seeing some people have been free hitting. And what is this Kulu hype? Everyone is hyping up Kulusevski this week. Scouts just saying the biggest differential. Oh wait, but are they saying it's him or are they just, okay. But everyone's like, oh, I want Kulusevski. When I brought him in, everyone was like, why do you have this guy on your team? He's terrible. We're just trendsetters, guys. We're just trendsetters. But saying that, I would go for Johnson over Kulu if you're buying one this week. Start Palmer, Semenyo, own double Arsenal defense. I think you have to start Palmer. AA, like it might be a crime if you start Semenyo over, but it could work out. Like I'm not saying it won't. Rip my McNeil. Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna play. Dorici, maybe take him out. Like I've said, if you guys have a free transfer, I'd take McNeil out. But if you don't, you can just bench him if you want to. Solanke's already differential. Yeah, exactly. It's less risky, but as we've been saying, there's less risk, there's less reward. Good luck. Thank you, Rahits. Save the team and check the benching order. At least my bench is terrible, so I don't even have to check it. Fabianski over Flecken. Yeah, Jagsing. I'm pretty fine with that. I need him to score. He's out next week. So he might not even play Dorici this week. So I've said if you have a free transfer, I'd probably take him to Semenyo. Martin's going back. You see, Martin, it's tough. It's tough to decide on a guy to captain. Start Smith Rowe or Semenyo. I'd go Semenyo. Odds of a Fabianski assist, probably pretty low. I wouldn't put money on it, Tirang. And Vincent, once again, you're premature, brother. You gotta sort out that problem. We've got 48 seconds left. Like this is like a minute premature. What does the winner get for winning your league? I usually don't have a prize, to be honest. Our channel's not that big, so if it was bigger, then we would have a prize. But it's just the glory now of winning the best league in FPL. Good luck to all my fellow Solanke captains, Jason. I hope he sincerely changes your life again. Captain Mbumo. I mean, Mbumo could bang, but Bournemouth have been playing well. Bruno for captain. I like him as an option, but not as a captain. What do I know? My wife doesn't even watch football and she's ahead of me. That's just the beauty of FPL. The beauty of FPL is that you can have a mate that doesn't watch any football and he still will beat you. So Darth is on time. Vincent, take some notes from Siddharth and Tarang. But yes, guys, TUPD in the chat. Time is up. 17 seconds after the deadline. And we have finished. So this is going to be the final team. We went for Salah captain. Sri Lanka is probably going to bang. Congrats if you guys did go for him. But hopefully it's going to be a banging game week. Let's see what happens with these United assets. It's going to be quite interesting to see. But it is the last game under the old interim manager. But we should see. Jabbar, how's it from Santon? How's it? Hopefully you're enjoying. It's a bit of a cooler weather than it has been in the past weeks. But yeah, thanks for joining. Alex is saying having a blast till now this season. Rank 18 overall. You're beating my best rank of 22. So Alex, just keep hold of that good rank and you should have a banging season. So let's have a mini league, and a zombie squad is now number 1, Dorichi. That is just the beauty of FPL. But thanks for joining the stream. I know it was a bit of a weird time. Maybe it's super late for you guys, so I appreciate you kind of joining and supporting. I'll be see you guys after the international break for live stream. We'll be doing a transfer plan video probably next week, but otherwise stay safe during the international break. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, aka Captain Dom Solanke. And hopefully the green arrows in our favor. But for the time being, I'm signing off. It's been Davey FPL, and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.